Hey, good evening, dear students. Hope you all are doing well. This is Hiteshri, and as you all know, we are going through chapter first. And the good news is that today it's the last topic or last lecture of chapter first. After that, we'll go for chapter 2. Okay, so let's begin. The very first term today is unilateral transfer, or I can popularly say it as one-sided payments, one-sided transfers. These are also called as transfer income. As the name suggests, transfer income. Income which arises by way of mere transfer. Any payment for which no service is rendered. Yes, dear students, wherever we are not going to provide any services, any goods, any production, but still we are receiving amount, that is what you call unilateral transfer. Okay, some example: gifts, donation, charity. As you can see, in all these three, we are not going to provide any goods and services, okay, but still we are receiving something. So why I am studying you this concept here? Because it is important part of national income that unilateral transfers are not at all involved into calculation of national income. Okay, so let's go to next concept. Net product taxes. Okay, as the name suggests, these are product taxes. But let's go deeper into it. Product taxes and subsidies. Yes, dear friends, we have already discussed this thing. Subsidies are what? Concession, some kind of concession on goods and services, which usually given by government. Okay, so product taxes and subsidies are paid or received per unit of product. When I discuss about net product tax, it means it relates to per unit of product. Here, per unit of product matters and taxes are paid for each and every single unit. Example: excise tax, service tax, export and import duties, etc. Or I can simplify it as net product taxes is equals to product taxes minus product subsidies. So, thing to remember is that here each and every unit matters because taxes are being paid, subsidies are being received on each and every individual unit. Next is net production tax. Production tax. So, production taxes and subsidies are paid or received in relation to production, and these are independent of volume of production. It means I can say that here the unit of production doesn't matter. The production takes place, that matters. For example, land revenue. Land revenue is free from product tax, right? Stamp and registration fee, they have nothing to do with product, right? So in all, I can say that net production taxes is equals to production taxes minus production subsidy. Thing to remember is that production taxes are free from units of production. Volume of production doesn't matter. Okay, some top points. Market prices include both net product taxes and net production taxes. Dear students, I have already discussed the concept of market price. Remember? Okay, market price is that price which buyer actually pays for. Okay, so this top point says that market price involves both net product tax and net production tax. When I am talking about factor cost includes only payment to factor of production. It does not include any tax. Remember factors of production? Dear students, we have already discussed. Okay, so these factors of production are land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, skills. Okay, so whenever payment made to these factors of production, owners of these factors of production, that becomes factor cost. Okay, up next, A very familiar term, you know. All of you all are well versed with this. Gross domestic product. The total value of all goods and services produced in a country in 1 year is called as gross domestic product. What they said? Total value of what? Of goods and services produced in a country in 1 year is your GDP, gross domestic product. Now, being a student of class 12, you're heading towards calculation of national income. So, now you're going to encounter one more concept of GDP, that is GDP MP, gross domestic product at market price. Okay, what does it mean? Let's see the definition. Gross domestic product at market price is the money value of all final goods and services produced within domestic territory. Yes, this D, domestic, this D matters. Okay, so what does this D says? This D says domestic territory. All the goods and services produced within domestic territory of a country during an accounting year is called as GDP MP. Okay, production done by national resident or non-resident in the domestic territory are included. So dear students, here it doesn't matter whether the production is done by a resident or non-resident. We're gonna involve both. Okay, but the important condition is that produced within domestic territory matters. Okay, up next, net domestic product at market price. This is very simple. As in when you deduct depreciation out of GDP MP, you will get NDP MP, net domestic product at market price. Now dear students, a question arises, why is GDP MP called gross? Yes, very important concept. Why GDP MP is called as gross? GDP MP is final products valued at market price. Yes, GDP MP says that it is final products valued at market price. Or in a simplified way, we can say that this is what buyer pay. Yes, but do you know, dear students, this is not the actually what production unit receives. Yes, dear students, production unit have to pay for or have to make provision for depreciation, for payment of indirect taxes, etc. out of it. That's why whatever monetary value received in form of GDP MP is termed as a gross concept. Hope you got it. Okay, let's take one example to simplify this thing. For example, I bought a product of 1,000. This is what I actually paid, right? But the production unit is not going to receive this whole 1,000 in his pocket. Okay, they have to pay for depreciation, for different taxes, for different costs, etc. That's why GDP MP, the monetary value of goods and services produced in a country at market price, is called as a gross concept. Lastly, as you all know, as I already told in advance, that we are heading toward calculation of national income, the practical portion, right? So, these are the top tip which you can use there. Okay, and here our first chapter is going to end. See, gross concept. When I want to reach from gross to the net product, okay, I have to deduct depreciation. As you can see this arrow, okay. So, in all we can say that when we are heading from a gross GDP or gross domestic product to a net domestic product, simply I have to do what? I have to deduct depreciation. Now, obviously, they may ask question from net to gross. In order to go to net to gross concept, simply add the depreciation. Now, as you all know, and we have already discussed in previous videos, dear friends, we have two concepts, domestic product and national product. When from domestic product, I used to add net factor income from abroad. Yes, we have discussed it already. Net factor income from abroad, as in when I add it, I will get national product. Or from national product to domestic product I want to reach, I just simply have to deduct NFIA, net factor income from abroad. Lastly, I can say that while going from concept of market price to factor cost, simply what I have to do, I have to deduct indirect taxes and I have to add subsidies. Or I can say that NIT. NIT means net indirect taxes I have to deduct. Okay, lastly, when going to the concept from factor cost to market price, simply I have to add, we have to just do the reverse thing. Add indirect tax minus subsidy, or I can